hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let's go. So we've got a Feshk. Thou wouldst bid me speak. Shall not fly, no. Yet stirs my blood. Null. Young dragons. Songs are possessed of describe such tragedy. Go, and if that be thy will, shall remain. Yay. I need to understand what's going on and why there's white dragon. True that Tancred is dead, dead. Or not. Of this star. Thy slender hands bring plague to our world. Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame. Oh, how we would adore thee. Alas. This time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. A little bit upset, all of them, aren't they? Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were proud, noble race. Metal monstrosities of bonds of blood did they share, no conviction did they have to guide. Robots. We talk about robots. Crushing defeat. Never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could feel thee, burdened by ignominy. Lie no more. Right, so they've been going well until robots came in, and then robots. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, where are we going? Bonus experience? Right. Stein. Run eggs. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes. I think I am beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground. Was. I've seen similar on Atheris. That Sommer's kind must have thrived in place such as this. Creature said his father was driven from the ancestral home by war and strife. Then is the fate of those who remained. Have a look around. Well, what happened? Shattered dragon egg. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of unborn dragon. Ew. The body. Liquid has pulled inside the shell, the noxious Voita. Gingerly lifting a check from the viscous, soaking in a pool of embryo. This egg appears to have been broken. There's no sign of it. You should look for them. You start to the cliff tops and I'll switch the planes. Okay. Dragons that I can defeat and keep. You're under attack, Malf. Monstrous howling has been by hand, I presume. Alright, I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. Was that your child? Perhaps some eggs within, no. Life without one did quicken beast thou hast slain. I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed. Dragon in truth. Shame. Pain. They descended from the heavens, called machines. Them rode war and death. Fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. Beginning. Told chaos and destruction swept over the star, and the invaders were victorious. Found their prize, unfit for requisition, we were abandoned to our. Survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild. cultivate our nesting grounds, but our lands were barren and any egg nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. Survived to hatch emerges abominations. Shall have no new progeny. There are dragons amongst you capable of journeying to other stars. They are. Many would take the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. Ah, well there you go, Midgard Sommer really came from this one, what a coincidence. Each's stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons inside content. Fires faded, the wars lost. They too were reduced to ash and waste. Curse of those who seek life, thrown into conflict, will be. Cycle now. Tire of conflict. Wait now in sweet, merciful silence. Stone. Wait. You claim your kind is doomed, but there. They only want to brood in silence, be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. Sole reward for senseless bloodshed. A pain I understand, and wish that I did not. What fools we were. Now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will wait to hear what we've learned. Come. I reckon the coincidence is too far. Like, coincidental. I really think it is. I think this. Just because it's Final Fantasy. It's like, yep. Might as well show you where the dragons came from, you know? For you to were able to establish any meaningful contact. See, they wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Absa. Einstein? For our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. Started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. A small amount of debris floating around. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity. Its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of the island, it vanished, only to reappear above me, fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside Which is why I Ragnarok asked the operator to search for a potential path. Ship's instruments failed to provide conclusion. What Meteion told us before, that emotions can dictate reality here, might be key, but I'm not sure how what emotion might manifest a breach to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is we've no way present, aye, if it's emotion that governs this island. Dragons that hold us here. Fire of conflict, and they have chosen the path of oblivion. Escape it. Rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragon island to advance. Addition. A sounding theory, disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded. Their reasoning is built on history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Persuasion is not the answer. They are meant to unmake us, and they're on Ragnarok. And she would have succeeded if it not. She could allow the despair that otherwise rules and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again, like manner, by overpowering the prevailing emotion. It was Ultima Thule's architect, Meteion herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in the clash of wills. Now I marked no leader among which I did chance an encounter, a dragon possessed of despair far potent enough mayhap to spoke but few words, carefully chosen, they torn timber alone, cut in twain, challenging his desire to alas, I fear my wanted rhetorical availed me not against one of you will fare better. Then I shall guide thee. I'll end, they call him, Dragon's Tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby. Well, to lose. Let's get going. Find an emo dragon. Talk to a dragon. Fully crushed by emo dragon.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this. So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Our pride is crushed, our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled, heavens offer no comfort. For our kind, our long lives a curse as we await the end. Still, as a stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin, another star. Yet, on thee do I smell the blood of my brethren. Drawn into discord and war in a...
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
It matters not. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us. Ever will retribution's will turn. So, last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this will. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him.
Tell him, Einstein, tell him.
Can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy? This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life.
Alfie? That you?
There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity.
Make him angry.
After everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Shit, what's going on?
Estinian!
Stay back.
Oh yeah, that's the emotions. Tire of war. Tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished. Crimson stained. Our misery. Our shame. Too much to bear. Releases from war, from life.
I see. This is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
Oh shit.
No! Not Estinian too!
We're gonna lose like science one by one. But like their souls.
There's a wind.
Souls would actually change this emotional plane.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did. Oh, Alphino.
That is such a strong take on the warp and the emotional plane.
Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
I've heard of this premise. Pretty cool. Explore stuff like that. Yep, that's exactly right. Can stop it all. Can we reform the soul? Is it a happy ending? Oh, you guarantee it? That's it? You're gonna pure intuition and anime loving this? I wanna say yes, but like way to make the entirely fresh set of characters possible for the next expansion. There, the wind. And this is Einstein's doing. I'm sure of it. Should ride its flow and see where it leads. Plunk. Careful Gale has delivered you to another other science. He did. Find a way forward to us. Dragons remain trapped within the prison of Einstein knew them better than most. Willing to fight to the very end for what he believed. And he's still fighting. Why we can survive here. Still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give into despair, and we must. Alize is right. We must. For their sake. Ten quests to go. As Ishtola and Alize said, change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of... Tread carefully, lest we're in the sand. So good. Were it not for the violet crystal surface, it would appear stone. I cannot say I recognize it either. Right. The dragons, from what I recall, preserved their knowledge in song and issue in the written. Counter. Tune claimed the dragon's world suffered from slow death seeking to release life, and we find here doth wend its way towards that is over there. Sure, it's hard to make it out at a distance, but its on surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find. Should go and have a look. Come on. Yeah. I'm talking about this. Yeah, yuck. Oh yeah, it's very similar as one Galamult. Spare thing. Ah. Oh my goodness, this is actually a monster to kill too. Drifting ear. Ghostly figure. Another one of those. Hail, travelers. This is an unexpected occurrence. Hello there. Is this your home? Ah, forgive me. I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected at first meeting, though whom one is unacquainted. And the vibration of vocal folds to convey our thoughts and intention. Ie, I believe, was the pronunciation we used when referring. Appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe Kofkud. Yes, Kofkuj of the ear. Counted beings that assume we have sensation via the medium of ether. I gather your response to my something I wish to ask for you. Like yourselves, we EA are to those once we possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses. And smell. 198 820. That's... my apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. We dispensed with our corporeal. We have rediscovered a need for the flesh, and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. Records have been lost. For example, the nervous system. Create, but we have no reference for sensations once experienced. Our ability to interact with our physical environment. To regain corporeal forms. Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. So, need is perhaps too strong of a word. Simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric exsanguinators. Such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalist among us built a capable sense of found only with bodies of flesh. Should very much like to hear more of you. Change. We will answer any questions you have. Best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Cells. That's what they are. They're like cells, or like energy blobs. Well, to ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Order VA, where we traditionalists prepare our demise. Presume your consent to answer questions is indicative. Take approval of our plans. In which case, your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, mindful of the EA Wanderer. A desire for bodies of which could be described as overzealous. Follow me. This is definitely getting... This is going rather smoothly. Not that draining, mind. Even so, we mustn't their arms. Their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why civilization so seemingly advanced choose to unmake all. At any rate, we will find no answers tailing here. energy cells that was... Obviously everything here is guided by this emotion, right? Okay. Emotional. Structures of EA. Code of the EA. Oh, there's the crystal. Point. Yes. Yeah, I just don't understand. See, they all want to die. Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand if this has been here like before she got here, or she created this place, like, and what came first, basically. We're gonna continue talking to... Welcome to our abode. Most of our campees you find remain idle in their domicils. Though your quizzical expression indicate my phrasing is unclear. Of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. Really following it at this stage. Just follow the ride. That's all I can say. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? As astute question, and understandable given your finite nature, we have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. I was present for your arrival and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domicils to communicate. Check him out then. Ah, yeah, this thing's the cocoon. Just need to feel, touch, think of the cocoon. I get an answer from the inside. Cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile. There is no response. Okay. You wish to speak? Very well. Pray a moment if you could. Oh. Okay, we've tapped into someone. Other two, I'm assuming, gonna be. Why we seek our end, you ask? Wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I must remember. What form did I take when I last? Strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades to silence. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated ether. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings, and they will not prove vain as they are. Quest for an audience, yes? Imagine they will be with us before long. 9 quests. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few EA have awakened. Ah, there they are. May I introduce to you Lalak, Dudek, and Ninech. Can you tell them apart? Too long, Kovkoch. I dare say Sather fourth. Completed an orbit. Indeed, until we travelers brought it to my attention, I had noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course, the ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. Of the matter is as plain as the neighbor systems. My single account would fail to satisfy the requirements for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them to awaken you. The only one who struggles to tell who is speaking. Nay, thou art not. The absence of corporeal form and the divergence they afford, perhaps such similarity in voice. By the way, Kovkoch, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes. So long has it been, I had completely escaped my mind. It still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Do I? Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now. Ninech, the archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Ah, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish with ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. Jesus. That's right. That's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If you had a chance to learn something, I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. Wow. There you go. Don't eat anything they give you, lol. It's too late now. I'm munching on the purest ether. We replenish our ether. There is no particular name for it, but the traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Not a cafe? Then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be avash. Absorb as much as you like. Trying to... Surely... You, Gizzy. Surely they're not implying that this used to be like... our race. As in real us. It's just how we've been sort of and transformed into the purest of energies. Sick oblivion. Science. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet ether, but nothing seemed to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a while longer. Brace yourself again. But again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I suspected. As meticulously as one might recreate Ea's homeworld, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here.
Please, continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand, having remained entirely in the bounds of your star. The phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, Remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Urianger.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn. Alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friend's emotions fade away, along with their protection.
Galvatron. Bronze, and we on it. Target.
As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough, but if we can't...
Perhaps there is a way. First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the significance of these details may be lost on you now, but they lead me to believe this was the home world of Omega. I speak of the ancient weapon, the one which the Alliance unleashed upon Shinru. I will spare you the long story, but according to the records I read in the future, it possessed a single weakness: lightning.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am. Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the
Because it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as...
My thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the... So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic? Very well.
It worked!
Open information to communications for transmission. Strategic Matrix Sigma 1 now online. As a primary strategic matrix, you may... Checking for new communications. None found. End transmission.
Wait! We have questions. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine that all strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness.
Can you tell us why the Extended Operations Unit hasn't yet determined the guidelines?
Unable to comply. Information unavailable.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied.
Is there anything you can tell us? Have there been any abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens, if your operations are suboptimal, please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. End transmission.
I could activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive.
If all the Omicrons really were running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end. As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions.
Should be standing by at any rate. If there are those that are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operation.
surmised, I am part of the shared intelligence of Stigma One. It was my charge to determine this body had been abandoned by its former owner and lay unused. I took it and abandoned my own, and with it, my duty.
May we ask why you did this? From what we gather,
Our kind did not always look as we do now. Long ago, beleaguered by stronger races, our ancestors took to augmenting their flesh in order what began with limited parts eventually spread to the whole body. And at last, a means was discovered to convert the mind into data. Such complete mechanical beings were called the Omicrons. And by then, but even then, we did not feel secure. For we knew that the universe was home to some. Rather than risk becoming the subjugated, we chose to become the subjugator. We began. We were successful in that endeavor. So powerful. But then something unexpected happened. I began.
You were malfunctioning.
I performed numerous full system scans. It was then that I speculated. What could happen if we grew? To become stronger was essential to our existence. But if nothing lies beyond this, can it be true? Have we been engaging only in wanton destruction?
You could find no threat to justify your purpose.
The Omicrons will never leave this. They will stand by until their reserves of energy is spent. For I have...
it is not our place to pass judgment on the deeds of the Omicrons. But surely, this does not have to spell the end of your people. With your power and knowledge, the possibilities are endless. Why not...
That is impossible. In the beginning, we had a higher purpose than ours, but we lost sight of it when we so irrevocably altered our... When we cast aside our flesh, so too did we cast aside all that... I have no aspirations. No longer can I dream. Lost amidst circuitry and code and commands.
I believe I know how to overcome. The words are ready in my mind, but ere I... I want you to make me a promise. Be it across time or space, our promises have always connected us. Is that so? First, I want to visit Ishgard with you. We scarcely had time to look around last time. I should like it very much. Next, you must regale me with your greatest adventures. In the places where you lived. I may have read about all your deeds, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. And last but not least, I a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. We'll travel the lands, cross the seas, and take to the skies upon the eternal wind, and it will be marvelous. It will. If you would humor me a moment. When we awaken each morning, how can we prove that we're the same individual who retired the night before? Through the remembrance of past events, we might say. We have our memories, yet there are times when we forget or... What of our bodies, then? It is the same one, we might say, yet technically speaking, as living beings, our bodies are constantly changing. Our souls are no more immutable. On our star, people are known to inherit the souls of others, yet For my part, I've subjected my totality to much and more. I've made my body into an extension of a tower, blended my soul, and each time I would ask myself, what is it?
Were you able to determine an answer?
No. But that doesn't mean I'm confused. It simply means... So I posit this. Who we were need not prescribe what we now hold in our hearts. Whatever came before, what matters most is the present. For me, that is being here with my friends, full proud of how much we've grown together. So I urge you to not give up. Heed your heart's desire, and hope that the future you long for shall be realized.
We cannot understand desire, nor comprehend hope.
We are not unlike, you and I. I too have struggled to find the courage to... If you like, I will tell you a tale. A tale of a world on the brink. Of a man who realized his grandest dreams